Hi guys, I am Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 15 children, and this month I am putting together all the meals into an ebook. My daughter helped me tremendously with this, and so the ebook will be down in the description box below. But I am, in this video, this is going to be a part one of our video series, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. Basically, I am doing hands-on showing you some of these recipes in video form for those people who prefer video form. And if you wanted to like take notes or whatever, then you could do that. I do that. I'm geeky like that. So yeah, whatever you want to do. But let's see, in this video, we're going to make an enchilada casserole. It's so good, like dangerously good, and low carb. So there will be the taco bake, Mexican casserole, whatever you want to call it. It is yummy. And that can be served actually with regular corn chips. But if you had, say, somebody who was diabetic, you could use Quest chips, which are available online, on Amazon, on Walmart, quite a few different places. They have them at Sam's Club. Lots of places have the Quest chips, and it's 5 carbs usually per bag. So if we want to do that, then we can do that. Let's see, what else are we making in this video? I'm trying to remember. We are making lemon muffins. Those are so yummy, and we're making them with my 3-year-old. She's so cute. Or maybe y'all don't have a thing for my 3-year-old, but she is so cute with her little curls. She is going to help me make some muffins, so we will do that together. We will also make some waffles. Now, those muffins we're going to make traditionally, and then I ended up switching out the flour and the same muffin, same recipe with just gluten-free flour. It worked perfectly. So if you want to make that gluten-free, go for it because it works. So we made that, and that's all included in my ebook. I'm trying to think. Waffles, we made a big old batch of waffles, and you can again swap that out with a gluten-free flour, and that worked well. I love recipes that can do that. I kind of tweak things around sometimes to try to get them to work correctly, and those 2 recipes work wonderfully for that. And yeah, we have a bunch of recipes coming. I think we make our lentil and lemony lentil salad, which has lentils and feta cheese in it. Oh, that's so good. I'm hungry. So this month I was trying to do it all in one video, but my camera doesn't like that because it keeps saying, I don't know, it deleted my whole first set of videos, and then I had to like go in and try to yeah, it was crazy. So it didn't work. I had edited the first section, which is here. I'd edit that all out, and then I was going to add the other videos add the other recipes as I made them, but it was not finding these original videos, so I had to go in manually and find all those. I just use an iPhone and use iMovie, so I don't have a really expensive computer that I'm like downloading and fixing all these things. I don't pay an editor. I don't pay for thumbnails. I don't pay for yada, yada, yada. I don't use AI. Yeah, it's just me. I'm just hanging out. I'm just a real mom. I'm just really creating these things for you. My help is from the Lord, and my help is from my children at this point. Originally, I didn't have help from the kids, but now that I'm trying to do some ebooks and stuff, one of my daughters is a writer, and she has been able to help me out with some of that. And then I also gave one of my other daughters a task of doing whatever. So as that portion of things, if that ever makes money, they're helping me just getting started out of the kindness of their hearts. If that portion takes off a little bit, then that would be able to provide them with a little bit of income. And it also would allow me to put out more free printables, because a lot of times I get these little things in my head like, oh, that would be cool for a free printable. But if I'm just giving away free printables, then I can't pay for the service that allows me to make the printables. So it's actually 2 different services. I make one thing on one site, and then I need to upload that to a different site that allows it to be like ebook form for you guys. So yes, but I gotta pay for those. And right now I just pay for it out of the money that I make from YouTube, but it would be nice if that could pay for itself, because I have to keep, I'm gonna give it a little while. Yeah, gotta give it a little while for new things, right? Yeah. So we are going to make some fun things today. I hope you enjoy, and then you should expect, I'm gonna try to make these videos come out back to back, so it'd be one day and then the next day. So make sure you're looking out for, I'll write specifically on there part 1, part 2, so it'll be easier for you guys, and I'll try to title it the same so that it's easier for you guys to know that this goes with this, and these are the meals that are within the book. Yes. So I hope you all have a great day. Okay guys, this first recipe is so delicious. We all love this. Everyone loves this. It has super duper cheese. Of course we love it. So this is a recipe that I took a couple of recipes and combined them together and made a delicious meal for our family. So what she's doing here is just making meat and putting some taco seasoning in there so that we have it all like taco flavored. I've also done this, or you can also do this with chicken as well, but for now we're just doing hamburger. I prefer it with hamburger. So I am calling this Mexican dip casserole. Some people call it a taco bake. You call it whatever you want to call it, but it is for Wednesday on the lunch menu. And we're going to be doing this all month. So we just put a bunch of cream cheese, no matter what size your pan is. I think we ended up using 8 packages of cream cheese for the bottom here and just smushed them down. And that is a great job for a younger child, if you have a younger child at home, just to smush that down. Now, if you're small, you could make this in a little bread pan. So I'm just adding some beans as well. I realized that I didn't have, I thought that I had my Instapot already with beans, and I didn't. So we're just doing this little part of beans. You could make a whole recipe of refried beans, and I'm including that recipe for the refried beans in my book, because that's really the best way to do it. I just was throwing it together like this. Now, I would love to have my homemade salsa here, but I do not have that, and that's kind of frustrating. My daughter just went up to grab some more salsa for us from our homestead, so I can't wait to have our salsa back. And make sure in the month of August, we are going to be doing a ton of canning, so make sure you check back, because I am going to create a canning book for you guys of all of our favorite things that we like to can, and salsa will be in there, because I feel like our salsa is the best. Doesn't everyone always say that? Oh, mine's the best. But really, it is so good. I use it for a base for so many different recipes. So here we just have the layers of the cream cheese, and then the taco meat burger, and then we have beans, and then we have the salsa here, and then I'm just gonna cover this with cheese. Oh my goodness, double cheese yumminess. It is so good. So this reheats very well as well. And you can add your own other things in there if you wanted to add. I have taken, any casserole is such a great place to like throw some like kale in or whatever. I do not have it this time, but if I had some dehydrated kale, I could throw that in there, or some dehydrated, who knows what, you can throw it in there. But just like this is perfect too. This pan here is a steamer pan. I know some large families are curious what I'm cooking in. I'm cooking in a steamer pan. So it's about the size of 3 9x13 pans. Or if you are going to make recipes, it's about that size. Oh my goodness, it's a bubbling cheese. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. So good.
So this is the
So after we ate it that day, I ended up putting the rest of it into 2 containers. As you can see here, I'm trying to replace some of my other containers with these glass Pyrex pans, but they're like 10 bucks a piece, so it might be slow. Apron on. Let me tie you. You are making muffins. Do you know what kind? What kind? Oh, lemon ones. Let's go over where stuff is. Brother got all your ingredients. So bring a chair over here. Here. I think it just dribbled water. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to make lemon muffins, and we're going to get, let's see, 6 cups of flour. So the flour's in this bag. Your brother's gonna measure it, and then we're gonna put, you're gonna be the dumper, yes. Here you go. There you go. That's it. Alrighty, now we're gonna do 7.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Teaspoons? Yes.
Pour and pour and pour and pour and pour, pour and now pour. Little pour. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Not here. Being grumpy, grumpy, and grumpy. Sorry.
This could be a cooking show, or it could be many faces of our sweet little girl.
You and that mommy.
Because I was gonna kiss your cheek.
I know.
Okay, you ready for the next ingredient? You need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Ooh, you found the whisk. Salt. Did you know we can make salt from the ocean? Then we need 2.25 cups of sugar. Do you like the ocean? Yes. Did you go swimming yesterday?
With our dresses.
With your new bathing suit?
With my new bathing suit. And then with our dresses.
Yes, the day before we said, oh, I guess it's a little warm because you went in with your dress on, huh?
And then we got it with our bathing suits.
Yes. Was it better with your bathing suit?
It was better
2 1/4.
with my bathing suit.
Do you like your new bathing suit?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it already dried.
It did already dry, yeah.
So I could go swimming again.
Yeah. Do you live near a beach or far from a beach?
Far from a beach.
You live far from the beach?
And then I could, and then I would be, and then it was fun.
It was fun. I'm glad you had fun. Okay,
Okay.
mix in there.
I think,
Getting all the little lumps out. 6 eggs.
yeah. And
Your brother's gonna crack 6 eggs. One, two, 3. What's next?
5,
4.
4. Why did it have a crack in it?
Now what? Next, you're gonna need 1 3/4 cup of milk.
I'm mixing. I'm mixing a day. I'm mixing a day.
Mix it, go ahead. Keep mixing.
It looks better for me.
Better for you.
Better for me.
Okay, now we're going to do 3/4 cup of oil. So we are going to use avocado oil. Yeah. Now we just need some lemon juice. So we are going to have 6 tablespoons of lemon juice. That's what makes them lemon muffins.
I like that time.
Then you're gonna mix it. Ooh, look at that, it's so nice. So this is gonna be all our mix for that. If you had some lemon peel or lemon rind, you could do that, but we're gonna mix this up and then put it in our muffin tins.
How to do this?
Okay, I can take them apart and then we can put them in if you want. So we mix that all up. And then we're gonna put it in our muffin tins. They are all nice. You ready? Gonna scoop the sides. Make sure that's good. Clean out the whisk a little bit. Can actually, wait a minute, let's just do this. So we have a little bit of oil left from our last ingredient. That will be fine. It will help some of this slip out. Whoa. Do you want to mix the crumble top with your brother? I might. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to mix something else with your brother? Okay. How about I finish this and you can mix the crumble top with him? What color do they look now?
They look like that color.
Yeah, what color is that? It's kind of like a whitish brown, which would kind of be maybe a tan.
I think it tastes yummy.
I think they're going to taste yummy too because you did such a good job.
I can eat some before.
For breakfast?
For breakfast.
What do you like to eat with muffins? Do you like fruit or do you like smoothies? What's your favorite fruit?
A color of that.
You do this 6 times.
Yep. Do you like cantaloupe or grapes?
Cantaloupe and red and red.
You like them both?
I like them both.
Made it different and put these ingredients in.
How many are you doing? 2. You're gonna count them?
What's this one?
1, 3. I can't.
The wind blew the door shut. Oh, it wasn't the wind. It was a person. Okay, so here we have 18 tablespoons of flour, we have 12 tablespoons of sugar, and then we have 9 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to mix this up to put on the top. So just put the crumb top on the top of these here, and then my son's going to put them in the oven. Go ahead. Aren't those beautiful? Lovely, lovely. Those muffins are really good. We are going to make waffles next. Okay guys, so here we have the classic waffles, which is in the ebook, and in here I am going to give you the recipe to make 10 waffles, 10 normal size waffles. It is 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 8 teaspoons of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of white sugar, 4 large eggs, 3 cups of milk, 2/3 cup of melted butter, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract if you have the vanilla extract. We don't always put it in because we don't always have it, or we might be saving what we do have for something else like chocolate chip cookies or something that seems to need it a little bit more. So these are, if I were to do this recipe, I would do this recipe times 6 usually, and then that would make 2 meals for our family, and we would freeze the other portion. So we might have it one day, just put one in the fridge, and then put the other portion in either in the fridge or the freezer. These freeze wonderfully. I've had no issues at all with these freezing and pulling them out. We don't freeze for long periods of time. We're only freezing like within that month. So I don't know if you were going for longer periods of time, if it would still have the same quality, but for the amount of time that we are freezing them in the freezer, they are perfect for us. So we also made this same recipe with gluten-free. So you can just use gluten-free flour and substitute that for your waffles. These were rather high in carb, not necessarily high in carb, but my daughter, who is 16, she had no issue at all with eating these and dosing appropriately for waffles. And my daughter, who does my younger one, who is 7, she has a hard time with these. So we've tried a couple times, tried different dosing techniques, and she always seems to spike with these waffles. So I'm trying to develop a recipe right now that would use something different, maybe like an almond flour. She does like the chaffles, but the chaffles do not freeze well. A chaffle it's like a keto based. It's really weird because it's cheese, but it actually like acts like a waffle. I think it's more like egg cheese, and it makes it just puff, almost like a bread. And so she's okay. She likes the cinnamon ones of the chaffles, or the other chaffle, or to make a chaffle and then put like peanut butter on it. She enjoys both of those, but for just waffles, I think I'm trying out a new thing where I can try to do almond flour. I do not have that out yet. It's not part of this mix. I want to try to see how it goes and then go from there. So in these waffles, you can mix blueberries, strawberries, chocolate chips, cinnamon, whatever you want to mix in there to make a different waffle. Also, if you ever have some leftover waffles in the morning, I know, 15 people leftover waffles, but occasionally you do. You can actually put butter or peanut butter and just jelly, whatever you want. Like if you would have it on a sandwich, like just put it on a waffle or make a huge like sandwich out of it, because it is a bread product. So don't let all these little tidbits of, hey, I have one of these left or one of these left, go to waste. You can use it for something else. You could also chop that up and use it as a bread product, like you could toast it for croutons or something like that. So she is doing lentil feta salad, and so cutting a whole stalk of celery here, and then we have a bunch of onions. We'll probably need a bigger bowl, but we'll wait and see once the lentils are done. So we have 6 onions here, the huge thing of celery, 2 large things of parsley. We have some peppers and some cucumbers. We're going to dice all of that up, and then we'll mix the other ingredients with it. So then we just changed the gluten-free flour to gluten-free flour from that same recipe, and did it a lot smaller for these lemon muffins. So these are gluten-free lemon muffins. Okay, so we cooked the lentils up. We are going to take the bay leaves out of here and then mix up the. So I make crustless quiche many different ways. I know you guys have said, wait a minute, it's a quiche but it doesn't have crust on it. Just because it's easier to do crustless, right? the crust is just like an added ingredient versus a crustless quiche, you're having like the nutrition. So we do that because we don't really need a crust, and it's good for my people who are gluten-free as well as low carb or diabetes. Like, it's friendly to be able to do that because you could have crustless quiche, and if you wanted some sort of bread, then you can control it better. So I am going to share a recipe with you down. Actually, no, it's going to be in the ebook. So if you have not, if I have not mentioned this before in this video, I'm like doing pieces here and there. I am going to be, me and my daughter are going to be creating an ebook, which will have all of this, including a recipe for crustless quiche. So one will be included in the ebook. I do it different every time. It just depends on what I have on hand. I use a crustless quiche as a way to use up what I have in my fridge and freezer for leftovers, but I will just video this for you guys. So the full recipe to this is available in my ebook that goes with this video. So in here, I just have peppers and onions and like 2 pounds of broccoli. I'm gonna put that in this pan. I thought I had kale. That was not kale. I dumped it in here, and it's actually cilantro. So I pulled it back out to put it in the freezer, and there's just a little bit of cilantro in there. It'll just give it a little bit of flavor. I'm gonna dump that in there. Okay, so I just put those in there, and then I have some, this is the end of the week, so my husband has already had like what he's eaten for the week. I took other lunch meat out for next week. From the freezer. So I'm gonna take the rest of this ham and I'm just gonna put it on top here with some cheese. So I just diced that up and throwing that ham on top. You could throw anything. If you had like leftover hamburgers from the grill, if you had leftover sausages, whatever you want to do, you could throw whatever protein you wanted in there, or you could go without any protein. You just throw whatever in there that you have in there. You have tidbits of vegetables left over from your meals, throw it in there. Leftover stir fry veggies, throw them in there. Just go for it. So I put this cheese in there, but then I realized it really wasn't enough. So I ended up actually dicing up about another 8 ounces of cheese just to put in there because the kids really like the cheese. See the little chunks in there. And then I'm just putting this egg mixture over top. I believe I have 2 dozen eggs in there, along with about 2 cups of cream and salt. We need salt. Everyone needs salt, or good salt. It's good for your body. So I just do salt and pepper on my eggs. I don't do anything fancy. I think salt and pepper just goes well. And there we go. Mix all the seasonings around. Then we're gonna throw it in the oven. Okay, so we had 6 cups of lentils all cooked. We cooked ours partially in broth and then partially in water. And then to that, I'm adding my other ingredients. She's gonna scoop those out. So we just have parsley and red onion and red pepper, cucumber, all the things. Now we're gonna mix up a dressing. Okay, so far in this bowl we have, let's see, 6 cups of lentils cooked, 12 garlic cloves. I used like just the package with like the jar that I do with the garlic oil. So I just did 12 tablespoons of that. Then we have red onion, red pepper. We had 2 of those bushes of parsley and 2 12-ounce containers of this feta. Feta is not normally something that I buy, but I do like it for this salad. So it's something that like this month, it's gonna be something that we're rotating through. So I will be buying feta, and I know that I need to buy it for this month, but it is more of like a specialty ingredient. But I do like this salad because it doesn't have pasta. It's like a cold salad that doesn't include pasta. So this month, both of the salads that I'm using do not use pasta. So there's the lemon feta salad, and then there's the kiwa salad, and those will be alternated every 2 weeks. Both of the salads are things that my family really enjoy. Okay, so then I am going to, my daughter made up this dressing. So the dressing has, let me see if you want like exact measurements. I'm trying to like add and subtract and divide like in my head as I talk to you guys. Let's see. So we had 12 tablespoons of olive oil, and then 2 cups of lemon juice. We had 6 tablespoons or so of chopped rosemary. And then the garlic was in this container here. And then salt and pepper. So that just got whisked up, and we're gonna put this over the salad and fold it. The fresh parsley really does wonders with this. It's another like specialty type of ingredient. Like I need to know that, hey, we're gonna be making this. It's not something that I always have all the ingredients for, but it really just gives it that extra like one up on the flavor the parsley does. So I wouldn't skip out on it unless you absolutely have to. It just gives like a fresh, earthy, like springy type taste, I guess. It's hard to explain. I'm not a foodie type person, like to know the proper words for everything, but you know, it just makes it taste good. So if at all possible, do not skimp out on the parsley. So that is it. I like this better if it is totally cold, like if it's been like in the fridge for over a day like this. Alrighty, we're gonna make this quinoa salad now. So I have a bunch of stuff over here all chopped up. Got quinoa here, and here's the chickpeas. This is about 12, so this is 12 ounces of cooked chickpeas, 12 ounces dry, so however much that is. You could add more chickpeas. I couldn't find a good selection at the store. So I'm adding to that, we're adding 2 cups of oil, and then we're gonna add 2 cups of lemon juice, and then the 2 cups of lemon juice. And then I have red wine vinegar. I am going to grab about 6 tablespoons of that. I should have been counting while I was doing that, and I wasn't. Maybe I was, I don't know. And then some garlic. So she is going to scoop in about a 1/4 cup of garlic in there. You could use fresh garlic. We have a bunch of the frozen garlic that has oil and garlic in it. So we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna add now we're gonna stir this. And now we're gonna add the veggies to that. So we have parsley and peppers, we have onions, we have cucumbers, we got all the good stuff. We have some celery in there. So we're gonna mix all that. You wanna help me? Because you're a big helper? Maybe in a minute, okay? Yes, in a minute. You want to mix this? Let your sister have a turn for a minute, and then you can. Now we're gonna add the quinoa. Actually, if you want to hold that, and I'll scoop. Hold on, it's very high here. You can have a turn in 1 minute. We got to stir it in a little bit because this is hot on top. So we're going to stir it in a little bit, and then you can finish stirring it, okay? Does it look yummy? Do you want to turn? Are you ready? Now? Here you go. I was going to start cutting it. I have a container like this, and I'm going to put one batch in there for the freezer, and then the other one will be for eating. So for this next recipe, we are doing cream of broccoli soup. We had a bunch of milk in the freezer. People have asked that before, from before, so we're using that up. So here she is just peeling some potatoes. You do not have to have potatoes in your cream of broccoli soup, but I like the density that it gives, especially to fill up young men and working people. And yeah, we just like potatoes in our cream of broccoli soup. I think that it just fills people up better. So she is cutting these up, and I know it's summertime. Why are we making soup? Soup's actually good in summertime. I mean, it's not heating up your house. It's quick and easy. It's comforting. My husband likes soup in the summertime. He likes soup year round, so whatever. I'll just make soup. I like salads, like cold salads more. But in other countries, I mean, you just eat soup all the time. So I have included some soups in my menu planning because it's a good way to stretch your meals, guys. And I know some of you say that you can't eat things that are mixed together or whatever. I appreciate that. That's what works for your household and for your family, and you have to do what works best for you guys. I'm just sharing what works best for us. So take what you like and don't take what you don't like. We always use real butter. You don't want to know what's in that margarine. So we're throwing the butter in the pan and throwing the onions in there, and we are going to saute those up. Altogether, we did like 8 potatoes all chopped up and the onions, and she's just going to cook that down a little bit on the stovetop. You could also do this in the Instapot. She is using 4 heads of broccoli. This is a good way if you are chopping up vegetables just for fresh eating in the summertime and they start to get a little bit dry and you're like, I don't know if I want to. Don't chuck them, guys. Don't throw them away. I'm trying to give you all these tips so you save yourself a little bit of money here. Just take that and make that into a soup, or like blanch it and freeze it, but make it into a soup. Nobody will know that it was a little bit dry because you're going to cook it down anyway. So we're going to throw those potatoes in as well and just stir those all the way up. So we're looking at 4 large bunches of broccoli crowns and like 8 potatoes and 1 large onion. If you had a medium onion, I would do 2. We only had 1 jar of broth left, I believe, for this recipe, so the rest of it is just going to be water, but you can use as much broth as you want. I prefer the broth because it gives its own seasoning. So we have salt and pepper, and then arrowroot powder. Yes, I'm sitting by the window, so if you hear cars and people's music going by, everyone's like partying because it's summertime and we live near the beach. So we don't live on the beach, but you have to drive by our house to get to quite a few of the beaches. So we're just going to mix that in. That arrowroot powder is going to thicken it up. You could also use cornstarch or flour or gluten-free flour, whatever you like best to thicken your soups up. I find that the arrowroot powder does not affect my kids with diabetes, so yay. And then I am going to put this milk in here, or my daughter is actually making this. She is putting the milk in there. So remember, we had the base of the broth, and then she's adding milk on top of it. So she probably puts about half a gallon of milk in here and 1 quart of broth. If you had more broth or you wanted more broth, you could definitely do 2 quarts of broth and less milk. We've done that a lot of times before. It just really is your personal preference. You're trying to make a lot of people that say that they don't like soups or their husbands don't like soups is because so most men and growing children, they want thick stews. They want things that are going to have, even like cream of broccoli soup is normally not a huge, it's not thick, right? We make it thick by adding potatoes. You can add that to a bread bowl. You can add bread on the side. You can add crackers to the bowl. You can add cheese to your bowl. It really just depends what you want to do. If you want, you can add cheese right to it, right at the last minute, and let it all melt down together. You make your cream of broccoli soup the way that you like your cream of broccoli soup to your taste. And I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Remember, this is part 1, but all of the recipes, this part and part 2, are going to be in one ebook, and that will be linked in the description box below. Hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day.